tournament.
All right, cool. So you have a pause for replay for me where you're playing a tournament. This is not related to the Fluffy Hat Dota League, but just some other league. Cool. All right. Cool, dude. All right. So in your homework last week, we said, let's identify 4 heroes to spam. You're Debnis here. I'm gonna add you. Wait. So if I look at your Dota buff, right? How many different heroes will I see? Probably a lot. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So let's look here, right? So we definitely, I think we said, I think like almost 2 weeks ago now was your first replay review, right? So that was on the 19th, and today, so that's like, yeah, it's like 2 weeks. It's like 2 weeks. So can we go fill? All right, so let's go back to 2 weeks ago, right? You're playing Wraith King, Bounty Hunter, Pudge, Snap, Earth Spirit, Wraith King. Well, you definitely chose the Wraith King one. Phantom Assassin, Wraith King, Rubik, Lifestealer, Sven, Hoodwink, Earthshaker, Lion. So you played out of the pause 4s, out of the supports. It really looks like you've played, Snapfire, Earth Spirit, okay, Rubik, Hoodwink, Earthshaker, Lion, Trent, AA, Snapfire, Lena, Marana, Nyx, Lena, Snap. Okay, so like, all right. But it really depends on what your goal is, right? I'm going to coach you for pause 4 because that's what you're playing in here. I do not find pause 4 fun. Is that you don't find it fun?
Kind of. Like,
Okay.
I don't like spamming a single hero that much, especially Lena Snapfire. Just, or just, yeah, I like playing roamers more, but
Sure.
it depends on who I'm playing with.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
it's a combination of a lot of things that decide who I want to play.
Mm.
Because,
No, did you sign up for this league with a particular position in mind?
um, not really.
Okay.
Like I wasn't sure if I was gonna get lower league or upper league.
Sure.
If I was upper league, I'd wanna like learn core roles more. But if I was lower, I'd be like one of the supports.
Huh. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because normally in these leagues, the higher MMR players will be on the core.
Yeah. Oh, I mean the other way around.
Other way around. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you're gonna learn support in this league.
Yeah.
So just saying, like, in order to learn support, you have to play support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now we talked about in your homework. We also said, try and get better at using demo mode to figure out what heroes trade well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about
Right.
Witch Doctor against Jakiro, I think, before.
Yep.
Have you done this? Have you put any time into like experimenting in terms of like what heroes are capable of doing?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I tried the Witch Doctor starting W on Jakiro.
Yes, sure.
I think, like, still, if you just auto attack and put on W, I think Witch Doctor still loses that. But, I think the thing that if you start W on Jakiro, on Witch Doctor, you don't have to fight in Jakiro's queue.
Sure.
You just run away for a bit.
Yeah.
Like, even if you lose that, you could win that trade in other ways.
Sure, yeah. And even if you have like,
My powers
like say you're level
grow.
5 or something, right? Like the
Mhm.
power spike here is kind of crazy compared to the Chihiro's power spike.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So this is the kind of stuff that
Yes,
like this
indeed.
guy's dead. Like, if I get this, like, maybe he's level 5, right? Or even level 6. Like this guy's just
Mhm.
fucking dead.
Yeah.
This makes
So okay,
perfect.
have you done any other like in-game scenarios where you're looking at like what
Malpractice
heroes trade
makes
well?
perfect.
Um, I mean, I've been watching a lot more games rather than just
Sure.
trying them in demo mode, just because I think it's like I'm not certain. Like trading isn't just gonna be two heroes just right-clicking each other until one of them dies. So I've been
True.
like watching matchups a lot more,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's how I've been trying to figure out who wins trades,
Cool.
but not really in demo mode, just right-clicking
Sure.
two heroes against each other.
Okay. And I think the last part of your homework was, pulling is like the most important element to maintaining like the creep equilibrium is the number one element in a lane.
Hmm.
And I mentioned that pulling and the ability to like do small camp pulls, big camp pulls, stacking your pulls, knowing when to pull, that sort of stuff is like definitely
Hmm.
the P1. So if we look at this replay, really, like, I want to see a couple things. I want to see, are you trading effectively? Like, do
Hmm.
you have a good idea of who's going to win a 1v1 or a 2 versus 2? And then the other thing is going to be in lane, are you effectively using creep pulls to maintain equilibrium?
Hmm.
So which game do you want me to take a look at? Is it? I think you have it. Oh,
Um,
you said give it to me here in
yeah,
Dota.
yeah, I linked it. The
So I'll go
next
there.
one.
So it's this game here. So
Yep.
you are a Nyx Assassin laning
Hmm.
against a Grimstroke TB.
Yep.
That's accurate? Okay, cool. So let's go into this game.
Uh,
And again, just looking for, a couple things. Like, okay, so you're a Nyx, you're going against a Grimstroke. Who should own that jungle area? Like, so say you get, say the Grimstroke
mhm.
goes to pull. Like, do you feel comfortable contesting that pull, or are you going to get smacked?
At first
The
I thought I was
Empire's
gonna get
turn to
I
ban.
I don't know where I
Radiant's
heard it from,
turn
but
to
I
ban.
heard like
Dire's
Nyx
turn
had a
to take
decent lane with
5
Grimstroke,
seconds.
or like
Take 5
it's not
seconds.
it's decent to pick Nyx
Shadowing.
into Grimstroke,
Who will
but
enforce your will?
I thought Grimstroke could still
Defeat
right click you early, but
till the day of
Yet your
I
failure
think
lives on.
I actually end up like bullying him out here
Sure,
out of the jungle most of the time. I'm not sure it's normally supposed to be like that, but
sure.
it I definitely
All right.
did this game, man. If like it
Let's
felt
do
like I could
a
early.
let's do a pop quiz. Okay, you against
Hmm.
me. I haven't done any. I don't know any research. It's just going off of my memory.
Hmm.
Let's think about who has more move speed, who has more HP regen, who has more armor, and who has more attack damage. Just on the right clicks and their base stats. So out of Nyx and Grim, who has more armor?
Uh, I'd imagine Nyx would.
Yeah, I think Nyx too. Who has more move speed?
Um, I imagine Nyx would.
I think Nyx too. What about HP regen?
Hmm. Probably Nyx too.
Nyx as well. And what about last hit damage? Like just damage.
Probably Nyx as well.
I think Grimstroke.
Grimstroke.
So
Okay.
let's take a look. Grimstroke 48, 3 armor, 210, and 3.3 with these mangoes. So it's actually like
Hmm.
1.1. Nyx, um, you're still in the protected area. Oh, is Grim still in the protected area? No, he's not. Okay, let's wait till Nyx is out of that. So you have 4 armor, 50 attack damage. So Nyx actually has more last hit,
Hmm.
right click damage, and 310 move speed. And you can see you're at like 4 point something, um,
Hmm.
4 point, I don't know, 4.5 regen. So
Hmm.
if you look at this, like the only advantage that Grimstroke has is it attack speed? it's not even attack speed. It's literally the only advantage is that he has more range.
Yeah.
So, 2.1 regen versus 4.5. So, and I mean, are you aware of the melee passive stout shield?
No, I'm not aware of
Yeah.
that.
So every melee hero, when they have a passive stout shield.
What is a stout shield?
So let me try and get the mechanic up here in Dota 2. Okay, we'll say this one. I don't even know where it is, but so yeah, damage block has been added to all melee heroes. So let's go into Dota 2 wiki. Damage shield, stout shield. Maybe there's gonna be a change log here. Removed.
Interesting.
Yeah, so this effect of like grants 50% chance to block 20 damage from incoming attacks on melee heroes. This is added to all melee heroes. So
Right.
all melee heroes have, I guess, this damage block. I'm trying to find like damage block melee. Okay, there we go. So this is what we're looking at. Damage block melee. This thing here. Innate damage block. Grants 50% chance to block 16 damage from incoming attacks on melee heroes. Proc tanks 50%. Every single hero has this. That's melee,
Right.
essentially. So when you're like we'll say 16 damage 50% of the time, that's 8. So Grimstroke has actually 8 less damage. Grimstroke when attacking a Nyx on average, like if you're just clicking, it would be 40 damage instead of the 48. Sometimes you're gonna get 16, some whatever. And the damage block I think is applied after armor, maybe before armor. I don't know. So anyways, you guys' group is fine. That's pretty sick. Whatever. I don't really care about this. We're just looking for those tangible, like what did you do in lane to benefit your pause 3 and the game state. So I actually like your starting items here. It looks like you're gonna go Tranquils.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Let's go player perspective. Nyx.
Normally I start boots tangos, but I started this just because I really wanted a sentry.
Nice.
Early.
Nice, totally fun. Why do you want the sentry?
Cause I knew their mid probably placed one around mid, and I was gonna.
Sure.
I wanted to play a roamer. I wanted to help mid a lot more because I know like, Centaur's always gonna have a good lane, but I want to try and be more impactful.
Let's come back for a second here. So, looks like you chose to block this.
Oh, I did that by accident actually.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Accidents happen.
Yeah.
I just want everything to be like, intentful and like, with purpose. And, so when we're looking at this lane of Nyx, Assassin, Centaur, and Grimstroke TV, where do you think the lane is going to naturally end up? Just off your heart. What does your heart tell you? Who's gonna be shoving the lane more?
I feel like Centaur's probably gonna be more likely to shove the lane.
Yeah, I mean,
but
let's take a look at your Centaur's rushing Vanguard. Your Centaur's probably gonna get retaliate.
Yep.
And your Centaur is probably gonna constantly just be smacking this dude, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's going to pull creep aggro, and then the creeps are going to take damage. They're not going to damage your creeps. And really, the only thing these guys have in terms of lane shove is going to be, Stroke of Fate. And this you would expect this to be used on the range creep, almost exclusively. Which is something as a Nyx, you could outplay and skill this here.
Right.
So, you're pretty happy right now. This is a pretty comfortable lane equilibrium, So we're happy here. So, as a response, what do you think the enemy team will do?
They're gonna try and pull.
Yes. So, is your Centaur in danger of dying to a Terrorblade?
No.
So, with those two things. The enemy wants to pull, and your hero is safe under lane. What do you think your objective should be?
Stopping the pull.
Stopping the pull, exactly.
Yep.
So let's take a look. Do we stop the pull? And we've already established that you are a stronger person against this Grimstroke. So this is perfect. This is the kind of play you want. But it looks like there's no creeps coming, right? You kind of get the feeling they should be there. You're kind of like, okay, boom. He did pull. Yeah, we get his free sentry ward. That's pretty sick too. Or free obs ward.
Yeah.
So again, you're just looking to, like, you're winning these one-on-one trades. We make the decision to go here. This is actually good. You deny SF a water rune.
There's little hope for Dire's middle tower.
Good stack. Like, you've done all this, but this has been a pretty, like, this has been decent. This is not a bad, like, trade. However, we did just deny your centaur. One, we took away a really good lane state, and we've denied him a creep wave. So, like, I don't know if this was the right move. Like, securing this rune. Does SF has a bottle? SF doesn't have a bottle yet.
Right.
Probably hindsight, like, not a good move. You seem like you're more griefing the centaur than you are benefiting the tiny by making this rotation. Maybe the stack is going to be more farm than this creep wave. Probably not. So this is not. Yeah, like I think this was a bad play overall, mostly because these guys got to pull off. So let's see if you recover it. You are the team support, but like you're mostly the support for the pause 3. So, and I mean, maybe this is a game where you think your mid player is like way better than your pause 3. So maybe it does make more sense to, like.
I think in my head, what I was thinking is that I knew Nyx was a bad laner. He doesn't do that as much as other pause 3s. And I knew Centaur was a pretty strong independent laner. So I think that's why I just didn't really want to stay in lane as much, because I knew I was a stronger roamer than I was just standing in the lane. I think that's why I left. But seeing now, maybe staying in lane longer would have actually been smarter.
Yeah, I totally think that that's the case, and I mean, this is where, like, lane dynamics and, like, overall, like, game sense is going to come into play. But, like, once the centaur gets a vanguard, there is no threat to him in this game. Like, you're gonna have to win. This SF is kind of like, SF Arrow, or, Mars Arena. Like, these are the only ways you're, like, and this centaur is gonna get his vanguard much before those, like, one shot or like heavy rotations come into play. So like, this is what makes Dota really hard, is every single time you're playing there's a new thing to think about. And so, like, I'm thinking, if you get this centaur a fast vanguard, this tower's dead. Like, and towers are, like, and objectives are the whole point of Dota. Kill the objectives. If you kill this tower, you open up all these camps. This Terrorblade no longer can farm safely in this area. He now has to leave. Say your gyro is winning. Now that's basically a free win. And it's that would have been a free win based off your decision to recognize, let's get this centaur ahead. So, two major things here is this is your biggest resource as a pause 4, this camp.
Yep.
So, like, this is blocked. You tried to unblock it. But it's much better to put the sentry in the middle of the creep camp.
Right.
So then it'll see the whole area, and then you just attack the creep. You attack the ward.
Yeah.
So when you're dewarding, like, this is yours. This is especially on when you're a hero who can own the pause 5, like, wins those trades. 100%. Like, do not give away the optimal, like, tool in your kit. Like, the enemy just be like, you're a carpenter, and the enemy carpenter just took your hammer, and you're just doing like, oh, I'll use a screwdriver. Like, this is your this is your tool. You need to use this. Right. And I can't really talk much about like, you know, you should have been bottom and you should have recognized that this is like the way to win. I can't coach that, right? Like that's that's not a coachable skill. The only way you can really come and learn this kind of stuff is if you practice. And this is for sure the right thing. But this should have been done like, you know, at minute 2 or minute 3, anytime the wave shoved in.
Yeah. Wait, was that camp blocked by that ward actually? How did it spawn?
I don't know. This is your ward.
Oh, this is my ward. Oh, okay, yeah.
So it looks like there's a so you dewarded the camp.
Mhm.
So that initial sentry missed up, and you can see like, you know, almost 5 minutes, like 4 minutes later, you end up correcting it. But instead, you should just if you know your camp is blocked by a ward, just put it in the middle, and then it'll reach everything around it, right?
Yeah.
Because if the ward was here, you'd be fucked.
Yeah.
Okay. So
The radiant
yeah, I'm not gonna coach. I'm not gonna make any homework based off of like, you know, stay in the lane if you think that, you know, enabling your safe lane or your off lane is more important than enabling your mid lane or whatever. Like that's just too hard to like, you know. You just need to spam games as 4 to understand that, and like watch replays and stuff. And that's your own journey. But this little mechanism of like, you know, I can definitely coach you to pull better. You know, like that's a really easy skill. This is great play. Like you're abusing this dude. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Your sister goes in. Whatever.
I think we only get a courier.
You guys are so strong now. I like the aggression. I like your item to get the magic wand before boots, and like this is like a really good item progression. I think you're using your gold.
Why do you think wand's better?
So like you have sustain issues, and you're gonna have like you can cast your skills like twice, right? So like wand is this really good like sustain thing, especially against heroes who are spamming abilities. So like the alternative here is gonna be you're gonna buy boots of speed, which okay, let's talk about this TP.
Radiant's top tower.
Okay, good enough TP. Whatever. Maybe it saves this dude. This is probably just let him die, because like even if you save him, what's the point? Like.
All right.
Yeah.
I think he was calling for a cancel because he was saved, but I think I was looking to play more on the top side now.
Sure.
I don't know if that's the right play because like it's not okay.
No. So this is the most important objective right now. Is this tower? You're not going to be able to take this tower, which is like, you know, which makes it like this would be like if you could kill this tower, like if you had one wish in this game, you know, bam, kill this tower, you know. That's what you would want to wish. But that's like because you have to put forth effort to be able to kill the towers. This is your number 1 priority because it's the easiest tower to kill, and it opens up the most part of the map.
Right.
So like, what are you doing top? Like, what does it represent to be top in your own, like, you know, just looking at the game state, what resources are top, and what, like, who wants to be here?
Who wants to be here? Like, I think the enemy team wants to be here. I guess I was thinking of just maybe pulling for the gyro, try to. I don't think he wanted to leave lane. So I thought like I wanted to help him secure more CS.
Sure.
I think that was the like one of the main reasons that I thought going top was okay.
Sure. So right now you're level 6, or sorry, you want level 6, right? And you know, you also want some farm and stuff like that, right? So. And then there's the other side of things where, like, what does your team want? Your Centaur is so fucking strong right now. Like, he cannot die. So, as a support, you really just want to play behind your strongest hero. And right now, this is your Centaur. So, you guys should be, like, this Centaur should be here. Like, you know, just hitting the creep wave because he's immune to damage right now. And then you and your Witch Doctor should be bottom, killing this TV. Like, who is a higher kill priority in any game? Is it Terrorblade or is it Gyro? Who would you rather kill?
Terrorblade probably.
Terrorblade, right? Like, yeah, you definitely want to kill a Gyro, but like you know, you also want to kill Terrorblade. So like that's kind of what your decision making process is going to be like in terms of like, you know, where do you want to play? and who do you want to shut down? Who do you want to enable? The enemy team wants to enable Terrorblade because he's going to shit on this gyro come late game. And you don't really necessarily want to enable the gyro. You want to shut down the Terrorblade. It's a lot easier to shut down a hero than, or it's a lot more like, it's just different, right? Like, because your gyro is a faster paced hero, you're not really going to set him up for success. Like, yeah, you can stack for him and that's how he's going to, farm. But, like, if you leave this Terrorblade alone, he's just going to take over the game. He's going to get Mesa Yasha. He's going to shove all the lanes. Like, you don't have the best tools for dealing with him once he gets, like, SNY Scotty or something like that. He's too tanky, and he'll just sunder your Tiny and kill him.
All right.
So, like, this guy's terrifying. So, when you're against, like, an anti-mage, when you're against a Terrorblade, when you're against these hard farmers, you need to shut them down. And the way to do that is to take away farm from them. This Terrorblade is now going to have so much farm because you left lane. And so let's like watch him.
Right.
Let's watch him over the next, So, okay, he instantly metas because he knows you TP top. That would have been a kill if you were there, or he wouldn't have been able to do that.
Right.
And now because this tower is alive, bottom, you don't control this area of the map. The Terrorblade controls this area of the map because all the towers are up. So if you go to gank him, he has like tons of TP spots. They have tons of vision because the lane is always going to be, in that area.
Right.
So like they see everything.
Yeah. Like I know when you play with a Storm Spirit, you can go like as a pause 4. I could go mid, soak up EXP while the Storm ganks.
Yeah.
Is that like something similar with Tiny?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. Tiny has kill potential. Tiny could be roaming right now, and you can kick him out and say go gank some people.
Okay.
Level 4, nice, good kill. Is that ping like our ping?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I don't want you to play in like your jungle as like an aggressive pause 4. I want you to pair up with your centaur. Or whoever the strongest hero is. Like, Tiny is also the strongest hero in the game right now.
Right. Because even after getting this kill, we don't really get much top.
Yeah, 100%. And, like, let's also talk about this kill. Like, who is your first kill? Like, who would you prefer to die on the enemy team? If you had to choose one, who would you prefer to die?
Terrorblade.
Okay, and then who's number 2?
Probably Shadow Demon. Or Shadow Fiend.
Shadow Fiend, yep. And then number 3?
Mars.
Yeah, Mars. 100%. That's kind of how I would agree as well. Like, I mean, maybe you can argue Shadow Fiend is probably a better kill now because he's going to if Shadow Fiend gets a lot of farm right now, then that means he's going to be able to make space in like 2 minutes for Terrorblade. So like maybe it's Shadow Fiend, but really you're killing the Shadow Fiend to shut down the Terrorblade. But Mars is the pause 3. So like, who cares if the Mars dies? Like, it's a good kill, but like it's not optimal. And if you're gonna lose this game, it's gonna be because the Terrorblade ends up smacking everybody's ass.
Right.
So like, you're ignoring this bottom tower. You're ignoring it completely when this should be the tower that you're focusing on. Like, you should have set up vision around here. You should be pulling your Witch Doctor down here. And you should be killing this tower. And as soon as you kill this tower, now you can take over all of this space. And then it'll open up this tower.
Right.
So
yeah.
Let's go back. Let's grief the stream here and look at maybe one of my support games. Whenever the last time I played support was. Okay, here it is. Is this a grief game? No, this one had like a game ruiner. Okay. It's a loss. But, let's see. Did I do anything right? Well, I can't even watch it. Shit. Fuck.
Oh.
God damn it, dude. Okay, let's watch... You know what? Let's watch. There's just that game right now, right? Tournaments. We got the We Play Major, right?
Yep.
We had Team Secret for Vici, right? Let's watch this game and let's see. Oh, their supports are so weak, dude. Fuck. Okay, let's just see how Yapsor plays in terms of like prioritizing, or Puppy plays in terms of prioritizing this top tower. Are they spending? And this is Team Secret, so I actually think they are spending a lot of time farming. But let's see, like at 7 minutes, what their priorities are. Let's see if my hypothesis is correct that like this top tower, this T1 top, should be like the focus.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is a 60-minute game, so it's quite long. So yeah, I'm seeing like two major like things to work on. One is going to be if you want to get better at pause 4, you have to play pause 4.
Yeah.
And like you're in a tough situation because like maybe you don't want to be a pause 4 player, maybe you want to be a pause 1 player. So then it's like, all right, maybe I should just coach you for pause 1.
I just wanted to hit legend. Just
Gotcha.
I find pause 1 easier to do that, but
Sure.
I'm like done with pause 1s.
Oh, there you go. Decompressing. Oh my god. Okay, so all right, yeah, you need to limit your hero pool, and you need to play like you need to play pause 4 reliably. Number 2
Yep.
is going to be you need to really prioritize. If your lane is capable of like if you have a team that can push, and most offlaners have a team that can push. Like I don't know, like LC maybe might be the only, like maybe Slardar is another example of like an offlaner who doesn't have a spamming pushing mechanism. Like Axe, Centaur, Mars, Tide, like they're always going to shove the lane just based off like their abilities.
Yeah. Right.
So okay,
5 seconds.
we'll go to I think this will be 7 minutes. Let's see. No, it's 3 minutes. All right. So Yapsor. Okay, here's a perfect example, right? So like Team Secret is definitely better than whatever your team was.
Yeah.
But, like you can see that like this tower at 8 minutes, both of their cores, like people who quote unquote should be farming, are pressuring this tower, and they also have a hoodwink defending their own tower. So like this Wraith King,
Hoodwink support.
hoodwink support, hoodwink pause 5, yeah.
Yep.
So Yapsor, pause, pause 2, whatever. I think that if you were in this game and you were playing this Winter Wyvern, from your behavior, you probably would have like TP'd mid or something, or TP'd bottom. Like that's kind of where you were playing. Yapsor, he TP's mid or TP's top, and he's probably gonna set up vision here if there's not already. Like we'll dump to radiant vision. So there's already vision here. So that maybe he even puts a ward here. No, he's not putting one there.
He's just baiting it.
Just checking or something. So like he's up here because they know this tower is the P1. Unfortunately, Matama Man Wraith Blasts, so his pushing his ability is useless. But like they just throw bodies at this tower and then they end up getting the kill. And like Yapsor's still playing up here. He knows that this tower, you have a good opportunity to kill it, and this is what you should have been doing on that Nyx. You should have known that okay, Centaur has a really good opportunity, and then once he takes the priority, once he takes that objective, then he comes down here and feeds. But like he made sure that top tower was completely taken. So like they make a good play to attack and defend, and not like just trade towers. Guys a lot here. Yikes. They see people bottom, and then Secret as a team, they say, okay, we have a catapult, we have a 10-minute catapult, let's push mid. She shoves that wave. It looks like Yapsor goes bottom to protect his dying Wraith King. I think this is a bit of a misplay. Like their team should have been mid. Because like this is the same thing that I was kind of criticizing you for, is like playing in this part of the map. Like this was arguably like they thought that Matama Man was going to be able to live a little bit longer. Maybe they could get to him, and instead they traded Matama Man's life for some damage on this tower. Like, it might be. It's not even that long until it dies, but okay, sometimes it could be like a really fucking long time until that tower dies. yeah, there's a couple things that we can learn from watching these pro replays. So here's an example too. Is like, this Winter Wyvern who you think is going to be like, just out there shoving lanes, right? That's what when you think of Winter Wyvern, you think of shoving lanes. But like this puck in your game, it would have been the tiny, and so you guys could have played around the map together. So here they had, I don't know if they see this dude. They have a blink dagger. So like this, their pause 4 is really playing with the cores that are strong. So when you're playing this next, when you're playing snap or whatever, you need to play with cores that are gonna like help you influence the game in a positive way. So Yapster right now is playing with his cores because he can get kills with them. He's not, sitting bottom like new puppy shoving out of the lane. I don't know. It's kind of funny. Puppy likes to farm a lot. There is something to be said about farming at your supports. Do you have any questions so far?
Not really.
Cool.
Like I kind of get the fact that that game did feel weird because it took so long to take that T1 tower.
Yeah.
Even though we were winning, like most of my games, I always try to focus that T1 tower just because it opens up so much of the jungle. But I'm usually not one that shot calls or tells people where to go. I just follow the flow.
Yeah.
And it didn't. I felt like I was just using abilities and wasting my mana, and they were just regenning up. So so I think I naturally just played where everyone else was, which was Witch Doctor and Gyra, and I guess that was a mistake.
Yeah. I mean, this guy, let's take a look and see, when does this tower die? You have control over this tower.
Yeah, we had a lot of control bottom.
Since they're so strong, he even gets a kill. And, I don't know what you were doing, maybe killing the Mars. So your Centaur is for sure playing really good. Mothman here, which is a familiar name. Let's play RD12.
Yeah.
So he's doing a good job. He knows what his priority is. He's saying, I'm gonna fucking go down here and I'm gonna die until I kill this tower. I don't think this guy's going back to jungle. And so this is really passive play, and it's good because you have a gyro and but you have to kind of think about so this is a luxury, being pulling, stacking and stuff. It is a huge luxury. You definitely can't stack when you're behind, I'll tell you that much. So you would much rather influence the game instead of stacking. It's gonna help their gyro for sure, right?
Yeah.
But let's talk about stacking for a second. This play, right? You've basically you stacked this twice, right? And this has been stacked once. So we can calculate how much gold this is. However much it is. Maybe it's 200 gold extra from what would currently, maybe even 300, right? 300 gold extra. So let's say you killed this tower 2 minutes ago, and the gyrocopter can now has access to farming this, pushing the creep wave out to here, and then coming back and then doing the triangle. Because that would be the typical pause 1. He's gonna go from here, from this camp. He's gonna push this lane out, and he's gonna kill all the creep camps, and then he's gonna do it over and over again. And he's going to get 6 or 7 camps a minute. Stacking is a really shitty version of that. You're saying this minute you're going to get an extra 4 creep camps, but then nothing else. There's minute 2 or minute 3. There's no, you can't can't have huge stacks all the time because obviously you kill them.
Yeah. So
this tower, killing this tower, it represents so much more gold than stacking does. You're also denying, this isn't a zero-sum game, right? You're denying this camp, you're denying this camp, you're denying this camp. You're taking away 3 to 4 camps from the Terrorblade. Instead, you're forcing the Terrorblade to play up here. So this tower is not only beneficial for the area that it opens up, just having you'll now be able to push. You'll be able to push this tower. You'll be able to set up and like come in from different angles and stuff. So that's one benefit. Next benefit is it's gonna have a more efficient or more optimized farming pattern for your gyro when they get Maelstrom.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually, caveat here. This is actually more efficient right now because of the gyro's DPS. He actually can't do ancients, so
Yeah.
take it with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
But like this is why this tower is so important. Is because it improves your team's position as a whole, much more than a single kill, much more than like whatever. Like maybe a tower is worth a team fight. Like maybe like if you kill 5 heroes, that might be worth it instead of killing this tower. But getting small pickoffs, you'd much prefer a tower because over the course of a game, like if this tower died at 20 minutes, like that's like every camp here. You have access to all these camps over 10 minutes. Like that's what the GPM of a tower gives you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so I'm like really trying to stress to you that like the tower is the priority.
Is under attack.
Not stacking. Getting kills is kind of nice, right? That's good. Like that's how you kind of like you have to get that kind of shit in order to take a tower down. Is you have to. So right now you're moving top. You're moving top to protect your gyro. Maybe to kill this Mars. But like yeah, like what good does this? If you kill this Mars, how much of the map do you open up?
Not much, but
Yeah.
I knew they wanted to fight soon, and I was just if he was TPing, I was gonna cancel it.
Yeah.
That was.
I mean, you made a good play, and I mean, hopefully it opens up this. Maybe it did open up this tower, right? So you killed this tower. That's pretty dope. But like what I would say is, it really looks like this Centaur is carrying your entire game.
Yeah.
Mostly because of like how aggressive he is at being like hitting towers. It looks like he comes over here. Like, he's not farming bottom anymore. He's hitting this tower. So like this guy is making so much space. So if you ever do play with this Mothman guy again, like sit behind him.
Okay.
He seems like he knows how to fucking like hit towers. It's so important. And yeah, you make a good play on this Mars. It's okay. Yeah, all right. I think I have enough for homework here. So one is going to be like really be strict about your 4 heroes. Look at the tournament stats. Like look at like what you want to play. Whatever you want to play is I don't care. I'm not going to tell you to play like meta heroes, but I am going to tell you to try and find 4 heroes that you can spam.
Okay.
Number 2 is going to be like really emphasize the pulling. Like this is like you are going to win. You're MMR. Your opponents aren't used to players who abuse the pull. And so if you can abuse pulling, you're going to deny like every other wave. And then if you have a hero like Nyx who represents some sort of trade advantage, you're going to end up with kills. Like if you're a Clockwork against this Grimstroke, you're level 3. The Grimstroke is like, oh fuck, this guy's pulling again. And you cogs him and battery salt and he dies. Like not only are you getting a kill, you're getting a kill and you're denying a wave for the enemy pause 1. And you can literally you can deny every other wave. You can if you're good at pulling. So your carry will be getting twice as much farm, twice as much experience, and best case scenario, you are getting kills on this on the pause 5. It's like so much power comes from pulling and knowing your matchups. And then the third thing that I want you to work on is like really being objective focused and not being not playing in your jungle when you don't have to. If there are opportunities to get a kill and take a tower, those are the best opportunities and you want to take them.
Right.
Is there anything else that I talked about that I should write down in the homework? I don't know. I think that's good.
Yeah.
And I think once you start working on those things, like you're definitely a good player. Like you hit all of your skills. Like you're getting like you've played League, right? That's if I remember.
Yeah.
So
I have.
You're really good. Like you're good with those mechanics, And I'm sure you're also a good farmer if you're like crushing it and killing, playing pause 1 here. So like you got to just bring up your metagame and sort of like strategy from the pause 4 and like we just have to bring up the strategy of like how do I have impact as a support. because like
Hmm.
you can have so much impact as a support. You can set up your cores to
Yep.
farm a shitload. You can have a shitload of farm, and you can deny all of your enemy like all the things that they want.
Right. Yeah. I mean, everything you've said so far makes sense.
Thanks,
Like,
dude.
yeah,
Thanks, dude. All right.
yeah,
I guess I'll expect the thumbnail and then put up the YouTube video.
yeah. Sounds good. Okay.
Alright, cool, dude.
I just. All
All right.
right. See ya then. I
See you,
guess.
buddy. GG's.